Here we are, folks, with another volume of Real Justice. So his last one was all right. There was something there. Let's see what he has for us today. Skittish. The jizz in your face. What was Trevor really flying? He was really flying a BL-65 Taylorcraft B. Or a Taylorcraft B BL-65. It was modified with a different engine. It was missing parts. Its wings were taken off to transport and re-put back on. Okay. Let's get into this stuff. Okay. Taylor Cub or Taylorcraft BL-65? Well, we got the tail numbers, so... It's Groundhog's Day, so... Will there be an early answer, or... We know what aircraft he crashed. 6 more weeks of debate. We know what he crashed. There's no debate. Everyone else but you knows exactly what he crashed. It's the exact airplane that he bought. Everything checks out from one to the other. Why are you doing this? I mean, you had a good one pointing out that camera yesterday. I mean, Taylor's plane has a rear trim tab flapper, so it's a... okay, but they were off. It's supposed to have them, but it's missing. I told you this one. I showed you this one in the video yesterday. However, the 1940s did not have the egg-shaped deep. I showed you another example of a Taylorcraft. Okay, let's do this one again. Taylorcraft 61B or Taylorcraft B. Down here we got the BL-65. Right here is a picture of the BL-65 egg-shaped window. Here's the rear flappy thing. Egg-shaped window. Rear flappy thing. BL-65. But you're saying they don't have the rear egg-shaped window, right? These BL-65s don't have this, right? So why does this BL-65 have one if BL-65s don't have them? Here's the rear flap wing thing. You can barely see it, but it's clearly there. You can see some light reflection off of it. Yeah. And then here's the egg-shaped window. Let's go ahead and back out. Right. BL-65, the pictures of a BL-65, right? Okay, then. Now, let's see what you're going to bring up. One of my viewers named Alan Powell says the D-shaped window was an option on the plane. BL-65, egg-shaped window. Okay. Gotcha. Let's beat this dead horse to death. Let's make it a frickin' smoothie. This sounds totally reasonable, but the BL65 appears to have a bigger vertical stabilizer and rudder. Than the vertical stabilizer and rudder of Trevor's plane. At the time of this writing, Taylorcraft's website also has a photo of a Taylor Cub, and it is very similar to Trevor's plane. Whoa, it's a very different engine. And I don't see those rear stabilizers right there. Otherwise, yeah, it looks very similar. I mean, you can see those lines. Now, he was also saying what he bought it as and what the other people were selling it as. So, if it is not a Taylorcraft, well, then he was lied to and ripped off, was he not? It doesn't make him the liar, it makes the original seller the liar, would it not? But, once again, doesn't this look just like that other one? And this one is labeled as a BL65? It looks just the same as this one. So, I mean, maybe this one's mislabeled. Maybe people just don't know the difference and they sell them as the wrong thing. But also notice that, this one doesn't have this. This one has the same nose cowling, which is different on Trevor's, but I guess they could have opened it up for some reason. I don't know. But then again, all of these have the same closed nose cowling, so maybe Trevor's plane was specifically done that to. Had that done to it.
Something else, you can see that the numbers are stenciled on as they would have been originally. Nowadays everybody just masks them off and you have the whole thing without the stencil breaks in them. But it was, again, the bakers made very big effort to make everything exactly the way it was in 1941. And there's the tail wheel. It's built by the Heath Company.
Well, once again, he wouldn't have changed the cowling because this is the aircraft he bought from the other people, so the other people would have done it. So once again, if this is what you're saying, it is a Taylor Cub and not a Taylorcraft, then it's the people who sold it to him who lied. But remember, the tail numbers is what tells us what aircraft this is. And this is the exact same aircraft that he bought. We can tell because of where the fuel selector is and all of this. Everything matches. I don't think you can make a Taylor Cub match a Taylorcraft that exact. I don't know. But basically what you're saying is he bought a Taylorcraft from these people. He bought a Taylor Cub from another person. And then he took the time to make the Taylor Cub look exactly like the Taylor Craft so that he could crash the Taylor Cub, saying it was the Taylor Craft. For why? Why? That's the question. Why would he go through this trouble? Trevor claims that because that's what it was sold to him as, that's what it's registered as. Well, yeah, this is what it looks like with no D-shaped window, but as I said, here's what one looks like, at least it's labeled as one, with the D-shaped window and without the cutout.
Let's see, why don't you go on the other side?
Wait. Hold on. You're saying this is now a BL65, even though this is the exact same airplane that that other guy was showing, that you were showing the tail of, right? Because this is the same guy, right?
Again, the Bakers made very big effort.
And it's
to
the
make
same
everything
aircraft,
exact.
right? That's what we're seeing here, right?
Let's see, why don't you go on the other side?
Yeah, this is the same aircraft. Alan could be correct. Trevor's could have had the D-shaped optional window. Okay, so you're trying to say that this tail looks like this tail because this tail is a Taylor Cub, but this plane right over here is a BL65, even though this is the exact same airplane as this one. Which one is this? Is this a Taylor Cub or is this a Taylor Craft? Which one is this? Okay, let's look up what a Taylor Cub looks like. Okay, because I don't know what a Taylor Cub looks like. Oh, if I could actually spell. Yeah, no, these Taylor Cubs actually look very different. Okay, let's go to Taylor Cub Wiki. Now, which Taylor Cub variant are we looking at? Which one do you want to call it? Because that looks very different. You're trying to say it's a Taylor Cub, but this is what a Taylor Cub looks like. This is what a Taylor Cub looks like. This is what a Taylor Cub. This is a Taylor Cub. Taylor Cub. And none of these look like a Taylor Craft. Taylor Cub, Taylor Craft. Taylor Cub, Taylor Craft. Taylor Cub. Notice the difference here. See that gap there? And you see there's no doors? I mean, here's a J2 Taylor Cub. Okay. Maybe you're talking about a J2 Taylor Cub. Okay, maybe you're talking about a J2 Taylor Cub. Okay, let's click on this one and let's see here. Well, okay, on this one this horizontal support for the window is at almost a 45, as where with the Taylor Cub that's vertical. So let's find, I'll just use your video where we should have Right here. Oh yeah, vertical 45. Oh. Vertical 45. So nope. All right, now let's go back to this one where you're saying that. Yeah, how can you be saying that this is a Taylor Cub and then also say that this is a Taylor Craft when they are clearly the exact same airplane? Which one is this? Because if this is a Taylor Cub, then this would have to be a Taylor Cub. But if this is a Taylor Craft, then this would have to be a Taylor Craft, right? But, you know, here's a okay, let's go back to this one. Let's see here. Maybe there's another variant. No, that one still has the 45. This one has the open door. Also has a 45 bar right there. 45 degree angle bar. This one, 45 degree angle, more angled than up and down. This one is a Taylor E2 Cub. Once again, you got that 45 degree there. I'm not seeing. This one says it's an E2 Cub, but this is a model, but look, even there. Oh, and look at the tail. It's different. And even look at this, the tail, it's different on. I don't think you know what you're talking about. All right, let's go back to. Here looks like with no D-shaped window. Yeah, but this is also the same airplane you said was the Taylor Cub.
See, why don't you go on the other side?
I think you don't understand the difference between a Taylor Cub and a Taylor Craft. This support right here is vertical. Let's go to Trevor's airplane. The support is vertical. So when you say that this is the BL65, well, that support right there is vertical. Now this one is okay. Let's try to find this support on his. Maybe this is still a Taylor Cub, not a Taylor Craft. And maybe it has that support right there, but that's kind of hard to tell. From your still image.
Let's see, why don't you go on the other side?
But why are you trying to show the same airplane as two different airplanes? I mean, clearly.
Something else. You can see that.
Okay, you see the yellow line, and you see the blue.
Numbers are stenciled on as they would have been originally. Nowadays, everybody just masks them off, and you have the whole thing without the stencil breaks in them. But it was, again, the Bakers made very big effort to make everything exactly the way it was in 1941. And there's the tail wheel. It's built by the Heath Company.
All right, let me make sure that you are trying to call this one the. I mean, when I'm looking up Taylor Cub, let's go to images. This image that you're using here doesn't even show up. Taylor Craft. Okay. What are we looking for? White airplane, blue stripe like that. I mean, that's that one. Pretty close to. Not the exact same image. Oh, hey. Huh. I wonder why it is that when I look up a Taylor Craft, this one pops up. The one that you're saying is a Taylor Cub, right? A Taylor Cub is very similar to Taylor's plane. Okay. You're saying this is a Taylor Cub, but when we look up Taylor Cub, we don't find that one, do we? But when we look up Taylor Craft, we find that one. Okay. Taylor Craft. Oh, here, let me move myself. Taylor Craft series. Oh, so this is a Taylor Craft, huh? Oh, this is a Taylor Craft BC-12D. Okay. You're trying to say that a Taylor Craft BC-12D is a Taylor Cub. Why? Can you not do basic research? How long did this take me to look at? This is me doing this real time. All I had was this to go off of. This is it. You gave me this, and I was able to find this. This is this. Is it not? I mean, it's blurred here so much you can't see the N number. I wonder why you blurred the N number. Is it because if we actually had the N number, that, you know, there's the N number. I'm not mistaken. Look up the N number. Find the N number. All right. How about if you're going to tell us what an aircraft is, you show us the N number so we can verify. Trust but verify. All right, I'm pretty sure that if we actually go to this N number, it might actually pop up to a Taylor Craft. Okay. How about if we just go back to here, go back, and say videos. Oh, hey. Is this the video you used? 1941's Taylor Craft BL-65 Part 1?
What's going on, guys? It's been a while since...
Oh, is this the one that you're trying to say is both a Taylor Craft and a Taylor Cub? You mean the Taylor Craft BL-65. 1941 Taylor Craft BL-65. You're trying to say that this right here is both a Taylor Cub and a Taylor Craft. But remember, if we can actually find this as, oh, this is a Taylor
since I've had any
Craft
videos out, and I'll go into that later, but Andrew is here, and he's actually ferrying an aircraft from Broadhead, Wisconsin, down to West Virginia, and guess what?
the cheapo models from 39 to
There's even
41
talking about the
have the little
flappers.
clippers.
Okay.
This is something else. You can see that the numbers are stenciled on.
Hey,
as
look,
they would have
I
been
leave this in
originally.
there.
Nowadays, everybody just
I leave this in there.
and have the whole thing without the stencil.
I leave the part where it tells you what aircraft this is. Why are you obfuscating stuff? Why are you saying it's one thing when it is clearly not? I can easily prove this is not what you say it is. A Taylor Cub is very similar to Taylor's airplane. Okay, so why haven't you shown any images of a Taylor Cub? You've only shown images of a Taylor craft. I mean, come on. You're trying to say this is a Taylor Cub, but yet it is clearly a Taylor craft. Why are you obfuscating things? What do you get out of this? More back to real stupidity. Okay, good. Okay, let's go ahead and... Alan could be correct. Trevor's plane could be... Yeah, Alan is correct. You are incorrect. This is easily provable. Well, y'all think? I think you don't know... No. At this point, in order to find these, you have to know 100% what you are doing. This here is intentional. This right here is 100% intentional. I mean, I found the exact video in which you're trying to say is two different aircrafts, which is clearly the same aircraft. It is clearly labeled as being a BL-65. You're trying to say that it's both a BL-65 and a Taylor Cub. The Taylor Cub clearly looks different. Clearly doesn't have that front chunk there, has that 45 degree there, does not have a vertical. I mean, notice, why? No. This is real trolling. I thought you were doing so well. What is this? Why? Peace out.